Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. You know, we made it through another Sunday without football, and we are literally 60 days and 23 hours and 8 minutes away from the 2021 draft. And I think maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. You know, we've seen Dak Prescott getting worked on right now. We hear that he's going to be ready by April. Fantastic news. What's kind of crazy is, as bad as what happened to Dak Prescott is, Dak Prescott's going to be ready 2 months before Tom Brady is. Tom Brady just had knee surgery, and apparently there's word out that it was a lot more serious than what was thought. And as they say, when the whole story comes out, it's going to be more, it's going to be bigger for his legend, so to speak. So it might be that he's had a partially torn ACL or something like that, and that this was actually major knee work that was done on it. We don't know. But he's not going to be ready to start working out until June. Dak, they say, will be ready by April to be a full go. And that's great because typically OTAs start out April 15th, although they're going to be different this year because, again, of COVID. But then Dak Prescott does have a practice field in his backyard. And I guess they can have little gatherings of, about 10 or so players together. And they'll be working out. You can best believe that's going to happen. Now, I may be crazy, but we have so many Cowboy fans that are just like losing their minds and things. And I know it's been a rough 25 years, that we've been waiting for another Super Bowl. But I almost want to say, be patient. I know you're saying, what, are you crazy? Are you crazy or just plain stupid? Well, here's the way I look at it. I want you to think about 2016. 2016, we got into the playoffs after having a 4-12 year. We lost Tony Romo, and everything was terrible. It was terrible. And then here it was, 2016. We lost Tony Romo, and people thought, oh, here we go. 2015, all over again. But that year, Dak Prescott showed up. We got a Zeke Elliott, who was a young stud, and we all of a sudden turned things around. Now, there are a multitude of reasons why that season turned around. One was because we were asked the year before. I'm going to be 100 with you. We had the fourth place schedule, okay? We had high draft picks, and we were able to get Zeke Elliott. That helped. We got Jesus in a jug and got Dak Prescott in the fourth round. We even got a Malik Collins that was a starter, and we got Anthony Brown. We hit a home run in the draft, so we had young talent that was there. And Dak Prescott, by hook or crook or whatever you want to call it, was a damn good quarterback to replace Tony Romo. Because it could have been 2015, 4-12 all over. But it wasn't. That was a great year. And when you look at something like the Steelers, the year before they weren't in the playoffs. This year, although they faltered down the stretch, getting their quarterback, they played great. Or at least they made the playoffs. I won't say they played great. They actually won some of those ones by luck. But be that as it may. And here's the thing that makes me happy. And as much as people keep saying trade for a quarterback, I'm not in that mode. Because the draft is going to be crazy this year. There's rumors out there that 5 quarterbacks could go in the top 10. 5. And I know you're thinking, man, we need to get one of those. But I'm like, no, bro. This could be the opportunity where we look back years from now and talk about this being like the Herschel Walker type drafts, where we ended up finding great players. Because here's the thing. As we sit here at 10, if 5 quarterbacks go in the top 10, maybe one of them's the 10th. Maybe it's somebody decides we're going to trade with the Cowboys because one of those quarterbacks fell far enough that we can get him. And we trade back. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. In fact, I'd be ecstatic if we ended up getting, like an 18th or 20th pick in the draft. Because if there's 5 quarterbacks, now listen to me now. If there's 5 quarterbacks taken, usually what happens is this. The hot commodities in the draft are always quarterbacks. We know there's always going to be 2 or 3 of those taken in the first round. Left tackles, okay? There's always 2 or 3 of those taken in the first round. Edge rushers, always 2 or 3 of those taken. So here's the thing. If there's 5 quarterbacks taken and we're 10, that means there's only 4 other people picking in front of us. That literally means that you have basically one of the top 2 of almost any position other than quarterback that you could add to your roster. It doesn't matter if it's a running back or if it's a wide receiver, if it's an offensive tackle, if it's a linebacker, edge rusher, you're going to get at least the second prospect in that position. Not only that, we sit here with the 10th pick, the 45th pick, the 75th pick, and the 106th pick. Those are our regular picks. Now, keep in mind, we have those compensatory picks that will come at the end of each of those rounds. So those numbers will change just a little bit because somewhere around 97 should be where our first compensatory pick is. So that means you have 5 picks in about the 110. 5 of the top 110 players you can actually get on this team. And if you trade back, it might be 6. Guys, that's game changing. Because here's the thing. Look, just follow me for a second here. Because this is how crazy it is. And the reason that I think about this is because right now, it's kind of like a dog race. You know, at the dog race track, you've got the rabbit that jumps out and everybody chases it. Well, quarterbacks right now are the jackrabbit. Everybody is chasing quarterbacks. Everybody's mind is focused on, should I trade for Russell Wilson? Should I try and get Deshaun Watson? Well, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's still available if you want to try and make a trade for him. You know, should I go ahead and try and get one of these quarterbacks here, right? So we know Jacksonville is going to get a quarterback, right? More than likely, the Jets are going to take a quarterback, right? Or the Jets are going to trade out of there with somebody who wants to move in. So you look at the first one, Jaguars, Jets, it's going to be a quarterback. Miami, who has Houston's draft pick. Houston, you some stupid mother hump. Eastside, I don't know how you show up, man. The crap that's going on with your team just blows your mind. Miami is going to be interesting because do they believe in Tua or do they decide we're going to take one of those quarterbacks? Because they could move back and let one of those other teams that's quarterback needy move in for there. Atlanta, another one. Matt Ryan is a big chunk of change, and that team needs a whole lot of work. Maybe it's time to say, hey, we'll trade Matt Ryan and we'll draft a quarterback. Cincinnati, no. Eagles. The Eagles may draft one because they're not sure about Jalen Hurts, and Eagles are stupid. The Lions, they got Garoppolo for a year, so, I don't think that's going to change. Carolina, another team that needs a quarterback. Denver needs a quarterback. So you know that people are going to be going crazy to get up in here for a quarterback. So literally, the draft will be literally wide open. So I can almost believe that Kyle Pitts would be there. I know that would make my man DMV happy because that's the guy he wants to get. I, for one, would rather be able to trade back. And see, here's the thing. Since we've got that 4th place schedule, since we're going to get that boost of getting Dak Prescott back if the Cowboys do, in fact, sign him, all of a sudden, all you got to do is focus in on this defense. And with the multitude of having 10 picks, and the possibility that maybe somebody wants to trade with you to try and get up in there. Guys, I think this team can really turn it around. When you look back, when you think about the San Francisco 49ers going to the Super Bowl 2 years ago, they were in the basement the year before. When you think about the Eagles going to the Super Bowl in 2017, they were in the basement in 2016. This is a league that is meant for turning around quickly. So if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, if I'm Jerry Jones, if I'm a GM that actually has power, I'm looking to try and take advantage of all the things that are here in front of me right now. The salary cap's going to explode after this year. Point blank. I still believe the number is going to be higher than that. They're saying maybe 185. You watch, because that gambling money's coming through. The NFL is moving heaven and earth trying to get this television contract signed before the beginning of the league year. And I think this is part of the reason why we haven't gotten a fixed number yet on exactly what the salary cap is going to be. But regardless of what it is this year, the next year it's going to be huge. The other part of this is, and I believe that this is why the Cowboys are trying to get Dak Prescott signed. Of course, they say, we're not going to be a big player in free agency. You know what? You don't ever want anybody to know what you're planning on doing. You want to baffle them with some bullshit. I believe the Cowboys are looking to say, let's get Dak Prescott's deal done before free agency. Let's get that number down as low as possible, and let's get some cash, and let's get some players in here. That, my friends, would be the prudent move to do, because guys are going to be cheaper because teams have to cut players to get down under the cap. And teams will not have the money to go sailing and buying a whole lot of players. This is a buyer's market. And this is where the Cowboys need to be. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful for the Dallas Cowboys' future. And it all starts with getting the Dak deal done. Hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you later.